I'm live streaming, so go to my channel. Are you watching the live stream on my channel? Are you watching, Jojo, on my channel? Reload it. Like swipe up. Reload it. Go back to the thing though. So go to YouTube and search up the Double Gamers. Go into my channel. Click on my channel. Now look, do you see it? Yeah, that's it. Are you watching? Are you actually watching?
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 4, and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting. Company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Is my microphone?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway. Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls. Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the storeworkers? The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself? Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly.
Okay, sorry, I just had my microphone muted. I need 4, I need 4.
I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story.
By the way, Game of
I
VBH.
simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons
Oh,
endlessly
shit.
and then dying alone. Other times,
I'm so dead.
the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside. Or
I don't have Discord right now.
I have to say this,
I have an account on it, but like,
rather amusing.
I don't have it on my iPad currently.
Everything and take back the
But I will,
control wrested away from you. It's
I will get it on my iPad after I just press this last button.
But I'm sure whatever I come up with on
Huh?
the next go around will be
I thought it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Precious
I'm getting it.
time doesn't grow on trees.
I'm sorry, Jojo, I'll stop swearing.
Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off. I mean, look at you, running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge.
Bruh.
It's a tragedy.
Do you want me to get Discord or not? Oh, I have 5 people watching. That's crazy.
So you can't. Take a look at the
Oh, I can crouch.
That's 30 seconds you
Oh, damn, I'm dead. I'm dead.
30 seconds until a big boom and then
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
just you being
How do I turn on, like, the activation?
cling desperately to
I have no clue what to do.
you let it go peacefully. Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing
I do not know what to do.
at your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say
This is so shaky. That bomb went off pretty fast. I'm allowed Discord, Jojo. By the way, I'm not watching it. Like, it's 3 people. I'm back. Shit. I'll be right back, viewers. I am back. I just need to turn my light on. I've already won with one ending, but I'm trying to get the bomb ending.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I've watched one video about this. Why am I named Boomer? Bro, I'm not even 11. Well, not even 12.
He entered
You say a boomer.
left.
Bro. No, I need to get rid of one of your comments real quick. In the chat. So if you say that in the chat again, I will have to sorryly ban you. You said something that I'm not allowed to say. My name. Remember? I will have to sorryly ban you. You said my name in the chat, didn't you? My name. Remember? You said my name in the chat, didn't you? I'm going to check every chat message. Okay. My Discord is halfway done. So it's nearly downloaded.
Not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Yeah.
Stanley decided to go up to his
Yeah, bro.
boss's
Jojo?
office. Into a staircase. Stanley walked upstairs.
Stop saying okay, Boomer. Okay, stop saying it.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just
Oh my
let the
God.
narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
Nah, that's a cut. That's some voice dialogue that I haven't heard yet. Are you still there, Houston? Are you still fighting in the chat?
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated,
I got Discord
Stanley
now.
calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Yeah, I didn't even let the narrator. Stop saying okay, Boomer. Or I'm gonna get both of yous out of my chat by banning yous. I'm not joking. I'm sorry to say it, but I have to. No, that's not my email, so I can't sign in. Bummer.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door.
Jojo, you're gonna be banned in
to
5
the facility.
I haven't been in this way.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh shit, I'm dying. I'm signing into I'm just gonna pause it real quick. I'm going into my Gmail account. No, that's not my Yeah, I'm back in. What's your username on Discord?
The door behind him was not shut.
I think I might have you added, but what's your username? I got my Discord on.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his
Stop
death.
saying you meanie. What's your Discord account, bro? Oh, mine is unplayer76. UNplayer76. Unplayer76.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise,
It's Unplayer76.
No,
No, Unplayer76. Yeah.
He doesn't know the real
Yes, that's it. That's it. 2 caps at the start. Well, U is a cap, and then the rest is no caps. The first one is a cap. None of the rest are none.
willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
So the first one is
Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every.
Did you send me a friend request yet?
Killing him instantly. Start the game back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Let me just unfriend someone that I thought was you. Yeah, I just blocked him because I thought he was you.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
You can call me. Bro? Yeah? Bro, I'm playing a new game. I haven't played it yet. This is my first time playing it.
Turn your microphone thing.
You can't hear me. Those massive thunderstorms outside. Okay, deal. But I'm gonna end the stream in like a few minutes. No, I'm gonna end it now.